Kevin is flying to China. What app will you usually use for chatting?
Should I use iMessage?
No, you should use WeChat.
What app will you use for making posts?
Should I use Instagram?
No, you should use WeChat.
What app will you use for making payments?
Should I use PayPal?
No, you should use WeChat.
Why should I use WeChat? Why is it so popular in China? WeChat is a versatile application. It has 1.29 billion users in China, making it the most popular social media application in the country. It is also popular amongst the youth, with 22.3% of its users being below the age of 24. Now we will discuss the history, drawbacks, and benefits of WeChat.
Then I'm gonna to talk about the history of WeChat. The idea of creating WeChat was begun in 2010. Then there were 7 developers who began to design WeChat. Just several days later, on January 21st, 2011, WeChat was created. At that time, nobody could imagine the successful and popularity of WeChat. Then in 2012, a new feature at the center stage called Moment appeared, and it began to go global and gained the English name WeChat. In 2013, the development of WeChat Pay brought people to a new era of digital payment. Then in 2014, digital payment becomes new. There comes digital red envelopes and the WeChat store appeared. Just after 1 year, in March 2015, the number of users reached 500,000. And in 2016, scan QR codes appeared, meaning people could pay by scan those QR codes. And in 2017, mini programs was launched. Because of the convenience those mini programs brought to people, the users quickly reached the 1 billion in 2018. Though Tencent will develop more functions for WeChat, it seems that WeChat already include all the functions that people need. That's the history of WeChat.
Even though WeChat is a powerful social media platform, it still has 2 main drawbacks. The first one is the inconvenience of creating an account. New users need other WeChat users' verification to sign up. This can be a good example of explaining the experience evaluation theory. The new users can imagine that after they sign up for a WeChat account, they can use this to make new friends, share their experience, and use it to make payments. Unfortunately, the truth is that they know no one to help them with the verification, and they cannot even start the first step. What happened is totally the opposite of what they expected. The outcome is more unfavorable for the new users than what they expected WeChat could do for them. Another drawback is the privacy issue when users are using WeChat. Some people share too much personal information online. Criminals can gather those information to find out their habit and stalk that user and even hurt that user. When people want to share their lives on WeChat but are afraid of being known by criminals, cognitive dissonance occurs. Mental conflicts are happening in their mind. There are several ways to decrease its inconsistency. Firstly, they can change their mind. They may think that sharing too much information is not secure at all. They can also trivialize the inconsistency. They can still post their daily life on WeChat but set the permission to only let really close friends and family see them. While satisfying the desire to share, their security has also been guaranteed to some extent.
As a social media application, WeChat plays a role in personal, social, and commercial relationships. First, in personal aspects, WeChat has all-round functions to satisfy all your demands when chatting with friends, including text messaging, audio messaging, video or voice call, sharing location, transferring money, sending files, and so on. All interpersonal online communication could be realized in WeChat. The group chat function can also help with various fields of working, like education and healthcare. So WeChat makes online communication no distance. People could hear friends' voice and see their face easily by calling through WeChat, and make the conversation become warm and real. It's like you're really talking with your friends instead of across the screen. Especially in pandemic quarantine period, WeChat's all-round chatting functions release people's mental stress from the lack of communication in real life. For the social aspect, WeChat offers a friend-oriented platform for people to have a relatively private community to share life and interests. This is a platform called Moment in WeChat for people to share their everyday life, like Instagram. People can post photos, videos, music, or websites in moment to share with friends and interact by commenting or liking others' posts. The profile, including basic information, daily posts, and interest, can be found in WeChat, reduce the uncertainty of others. When people get to know someone new, once they add in on WeChat, they could get most information about others from it, which reduce uncertainty and make it easier for each other to get to know. What's more, in the commercial realm, WeChat has designed official accounts for companies to advertise their products and service. People can receive information like company news, advertisements, and updates sent by companies if they subscribe to brand accounts. To support more interaction between customers and companies, there is a function called Mini Program, now used for making appointments, filling surveys, ordering dishes, or making payments by WeChat Pay. These two functions offer huge convenience for companies to advertise and operate. All-around functions change people's behavior. The service realized by official account and mini program brings huge convenience in daily life. People don't need to make a phone call or go to the office to do business, and WeChat Pay changes people's payment habit. Now, most people are not bringing cash or cards in WeChat populated area like China, so most amount of function WeChat offers totally reshape people's life.
From a bigger picture perspective, part of what makes WeChat both interesting and impressive is how it reflects the way modern society intersects with the digital world. In offline life, our primary communication interface with one another is either speaking one-on-one or in small groups. Where Facebook and Instagram primarily enable one-way communication, one person posts and other respond in a subordinate fashion, WeChat primarily enables two-way communication or multi-way communication in a small group chat. This much more closely resembles typical social life. At the same time, WeChat features do also acknowledge the new social media literacy we have all developed in our digital world, because it also offers news, short-form moment content, and other forms of more one-way communication. This dynamic breathes life into the app's claims about the potential to revolutionize the way people connect worldwide. And we move through the 21st century. We all have our digital avatars in addition to our offline personalities. WeChat acknowledges this reality and reflects it very clearly in its constellation of features. WeChat therefore aims to act as a central hub for each person's digital life. It is interesting to ponder how or whether such a universal internet access point could take on similar popularity in the US as in China. In principle, it could happen, though reduced government involvement in business might make it difficult for a single corporation to consolidate market share to the extent that WeChat has. Further, from the current tech market position where Alphabet dominates web services and Meta dominates social media, with Apple dominating hardware, it would be challenging for a new entrant or an existing player to consolidate the separate influences that Alphabet and Meta have in order to reach the 80% penetration that WeChat has. However, the revolutionary potential that WeChat has is in part a result of its near universal adoption within one culture. In the US, we may have to wait for a new competitor before we could see something similar due to current market forces and conditions.